I'm Jeroen Corthout, co-founder and CEO of Salesflare. Catch me on this week's episode of the Jesse T Show.
Jeroen, welcome to the Jesse T Show, brother.
Hey, glad to be here.
Yeah, man. I know we're in totally different time zones and parts of the world, and we plugged in and we started chatting a few months ago before the holidays, and now it's the new year, and I wanted to have a convo with you and just kind of get people to hear your story, your journey. I think it's powerful. I think there's a lot that you could share with people. So if you could just share with the listeners and viewers a little bit about your background and who you are.
Yeah, where do I start? First, or
you go where you want, brother.
I think my entrepreneurial story probably started when I was about 15, 16 or something. Before that, I was like creating stuff, even if it was drawing or it was building camps in the woods or building catapults, whatever, anything. It was always a lot of fun for me. But the real spark for my entrepreneurial journey, I think, happened when I was in, we call it secondary school here in Belgium. We basically, my friends and I, we first had these GeoCities websites. I don't know whether you remember that, but it was this very easy to make, very awful little websites with animations and a counter at the bottom and stuff. And that sort of started sparking my imagination. Like it was very limited and ugly, but it was the beginning of something. And I think we are the year 2000, around the year 2000 actually. And people are starting to get websites, and I started reading a bit about HTML. JavaScript was something that was also a bit useful, but it was mostly Flash, which they just killed off. Thanks to Steve Jobs and all. But back then it was still very popular. You could build all kinds of really cool animations in a pretty easy way. So whole websites were built in Flash at that moment. And I got me a big book about Flash and I started reading. And I started building websites for other people. And I got some stuff in return. Like it's nothing comparable to what we're earning when we actually get a job. But I was 15, 16. So for me, it was like, wow, making money, So I saw my career in starting a web agency. That was my dream at that moment. I also started trading secondhand cell phones at some point. I bought them in Germany and I bought them in UK mostly on eBay. And then they shipped to Belgium. Sometimes there was something wrong with it. Back then, you could still replace the cover. That was a thing. So I would replace the cover and then sell it again in Belgium. They were also quite indestructible, these phones. That was cool. And I made some money with that. And I also saw myself scaling that. So when I was going to study engineering, because my dad is an engineer and I was always brought up to study engineering, I thought about software engineering because that was the closest to my dream of starting a web agency, But then I went to the open day and I figured people were kind of nerdy there. They were building all this kind of stuff and showing it to me at the open day, and it didn't really seem super useful. And I didn't really get a connection with the people either. So in the end, I didn't study computer engineering. I went for electronical engineering, combined with business management at first, and then went into biomedical engineering. And then when I started applying for jobs, I always knew I wanted to do my own thing, but I didn't have the necessary confidence to just jump in it and do it.